Maging matyaga upang matuto dito sa aking channel, Sir Jones. Good day everyone! Welcome to our week 3 lesson, which is about the percentage, rate, and base. In this topic, malalaman natin yung pagkakaiba-iba ng tatlo. And you will also learn how to identify these three in a given problem. If you are ready, let us now start. Percentage, or P, is the result of finding a certain percent of a number. It is equal to base times rate. Take note, percentage is base times rate. It is located before or after the word is. Before or after, kasi depende to sa pagkakasulat ng problem. So mamaya, malalaman natin on how we can identify this P or percentage. Next, we have base or B is the number on which the percentage is computed. It represents the whole. It is the total number from which a percent is taken. It is found before or after the word of. So kanina, percentage is before or after the word is. This time, base is can be found before or after the word of. Rate or R is the number indicating how many percent or hundredths are taken. It has a percent sign. So among these three, ang pinakamadaling ma-identify kaagad ay yung rate because of the symbol percent. And once identified, madali na rin natin malalaman yung percentage and base. And aside from the percent sign, normally, kapag rate ang pinag-uusapan, ito yung palaging nauuna before the word of. Kaya kung ito yung mauuna before the word of, lalabas yung after the word of ay base. So, tingnan natin kung tama yung ating theory regarding this. Okay? Learning task 1. Find the percentage. A while ago, sabi natin, percentage is equivalent to base times rate. Or in symbol, P equals B times R. Our first problem is, what is 20% of 160? So if you notice, we have this percent symbol doon sa 20%. Therefore, this is our rate. Kasi nga, sabi ko kanina, if it has percent sign or percent symbol, madali siya ma-identify as rate. And if you look at the problem, before the word of, lumabas si rate. So therefore, ano ngayon ang magiging base natin dyan? So tingnan natin. Our base is 160. Because a while ago, sabi natin, base can be found before or after the word of. Depende sa pagkakasulat. But again, sabi natin kanina, kung normally ang rate can be found before the word of, lumalabas yung base, it can be found after the word of. If these two are the rate and the base, then the missing number is the percentage. So how can we get the answer of this problem? If percentage is base times the rate, therefore, we have this 160 times 0.20. Why 0.20? Because of the 20%. So, kailangan pala i-convert yung percent into decimal. Paano? By simply moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. And if you look at our problem, meron tayong 2 decimal places na in the end, magagamit natin para malaman natin ang tamang sagot. So, let us continue. Let us now multiply 160 times 0.20. At first, we have 0 times 0. The answer is 0. While 0 times 6, again, 0. And 0 times 1 is 0. Next, we have 2. So, dapat ang sulat ng sagot sa tapat ng 2. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 6 is 12. So, we have here 2. Then, carry 1 on top of 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Plus 1 is 3. Next, we have the 0, yung pinaka nasa dulong kaliwa. So 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0. And 0 times 1 still is 0. So with this, i-add lang natin siya, 0, bring it down. Then 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2, plus 0 is 2. Okay? And 3 plus 0 is 3. And then we can bring down the last 0, or if you do not want to bring it down, okay lang. So, bring down muna natin. Then sabi natin kanina, meron tayong 2 decimal places. So with 03200, from the end, from right going to left, imumove natin ng 2 decimal places to the left. Mula sa dulo, pakaliwa. So it is now what? 032.00. And this means what? Simply 32. So 32 here is our final answer. Okay? Example number 2. 25% of 96 is blank. In this problem, again, meron tayong percent sign. So 25% is our rate. And 25% in decimal is equivalent to 0.25. Yan ay kapag i-move yung decimal point 2 places to the left. So, if 25% ang rate after the word of, sabi natin, is the base, which is 96, and our unknown is the percentage. To solve this problem, we have 0.25 times 96 or 96 times 0.25. Pwedeng baliktarin kasi nga multiplication is what? Pwedeng commutative. Pwedeng pagbaliktarin. Okay. So now, in the problem, meron ulit tayong 2 decimal places. Okay? So let us multiply. Unahin natin yung 0.25 times 96. 6 times 5 is 30. So 0, carry 3 on top of 2. And then 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 3 is 15. So we have 5. And then 1 on top of 0. 6 times 0 is 0. Plus 1, we have 1. Okay? Next, for 9. 9 times 5, we have 45. So carry 4. And then 9 times 2 is 18. Plus 4 is 22. So 2, carry 2. And 9 times 0 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. With this, add lang natin. We have 0. Then 5 plus 5 is 10. So 0, carry 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 2 is 4. And then bring down 2. So we have now 2400. At dahil meron tayong 2 decimal places, from the end, moving to the left, dalawang beses. So magiging na tayong, meron na tayong 24.00. And 24.00 means what? 24. And this is our answer. Okay? Check natin yung kabila. 96 times 0.25. 5 times 6, we have 0. Or 30, I mean. So 0. Carry 3. Then 5 times 9 is 45 plus 3. We have 48. Then for 2, 2 times 6, 12. So 2, carry 1. 2 times 9 is 18. Plus 1 is 19. And lastly, para sa 0, 0 times 6 is 0. And 0 times 9 is 0. Again, add. We have 0. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry 1. So 0, carry 1. Okay. 1 plus 4 is 5. Plus 9 is 14. Plus 0, 14. So 4, carry 1. And 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 0 is 2. Again, meron din tayong 2400. At dahil 2 decimal places ang ating i-multiply, from the end, move lang tayo 2 places to the left. At meron na ulit tayong 24.00. Which is equivalent to 24. So, that's it. Okay? Example number 3. By the way, from this sample, number 3 up to number 10, ay kayo naman ang mag-solve. Kayo ang magkukompleto ng solution. Pero syempre pa, i-guide naman kayo ng sir. Okay? So, example number 3, 15% of 80 is blank. In this case, meron ulit kayong percent sign, 15%. Ibig sabihin, 15% ang rate. And 15% is equivalent to 0.15. Okay? And after the word of, 80 ang base, and blank is the percentage. To solve this problem, ano ang gagawin nyo? Pwede siyang 0.15 times 80. Yan. Kayo ang magkukompleto ng example number 3. Do not forget, meron kayong 2 decimal places sa tanong. Kaya dun sa baba, mag-move kayo ng 2 places to the left. Okay? Next, sample number 4. What is 50% of 70? Again, kita yung percent sign. In this problem, 50% ang rate. And 50% is equivalent to 0.50. Okay? Or if you wish, pwede mong gamitin yung 0.5. After the word of, di alam natin yon. Ano ba yon? Percentage or base? Kung yun ay base or percentage, syempre yung isa ay yung nawawala. Tama? Pero alamin nga ulit natin, ano ba talaga? Ano yung what? Ano yung 70? So let us continue. Ang ating base ay 70. Kasi nga, after the word of. Ano ngayon ang percentage? Yun yung nawawala. How to solve the problem? It is 0.50 times 70. Okay? Next, problem number 5. What is 30% of 20? Well, ano ang rate? 30%. And 30% is equivalent to 0.30. Okay? Next, we have the base, which is 20. Because of this, after the word of. Tama? And lastly, what? Ang percentage. Siya ang nawawala. To solve the problem, we have 0.30 times 20. Next, number 6. 75% of 40 is blank. Rate is 75%, which is equivalent to 0.75. After the word of, ang base, at ang nawawala ay P or percentage. To solve the problem, we have 0.75 times 40. Next, number 7, 65% of 100 is blank. 65% is the rate, and that is equivalent to 0.65. 100 is the base, and blank is the percentage. To solve the problem, we have 0.65 times 100. Next, number 8, 200% of 100 is blank. 200% is the rate, and 200% is equivalent to 2. Yun. Ibig sabihin, kasi pag nag-move nga tayo from the end to the left, magiging na lang 2 ang 200. After the word of is the base, and then the unknown is the percentage. To solve this problem, it is simply 100 times 2. Okay? Next, problem number 9. What is 125% of 100? So our rate is 125%. And this is equivalent to 1.25. Then we have the base, which is 100, and the unknown percentage. Okay? To solve, we have 1.25 times 100. And lastly, problem number 10, what is 300% of 100? Our rate ay 300%. And 300% is equivalent to 3. Then, we have the percentage, which is the unknown, and after the word of is the base. Tama? Which is 100. To solve the problem, di 100 times 3. So, yan yung way on how you can solve the percentage. Learning task number 2, find the base. So this time, instead of finding the percentage, ang nawawala naman ay base. How can we find the base? It is now equivalent to percentage divided by the rate. So let me give you an example. Example number 1. 50 is 8% of what number? Kanina, na-identify natin ang rate dahil merong percent symbol. Well, in this case, ano ang rate? Yung 8%. Okay? Now, ano ang 50? Ano yung what number? So, let us identify which is the percentage and which is the base. Well, obvious na yung 8% is equivalent to 0.08. In this problem, our P or percentage is 50. Sabi natin sa definition kanina, yung kaunahan, it is located before or after the word is. And obvious naman na since you are asked to find the base, yun yung unknown. After the word of, yung what number is the base. To solve, meron tayong 50 divided by 0.08 or 50 divided by 8 hundredths. Bakit naging divide? Sabi nga natin, base is equivalent to percentage, which is 50, divided by the rate, which is 8 hundredths. Now, to continue, we will move the decimal point at first, nung 0.08 na pakanan. Nag-move tayo ng 2 beses, sa loob, mag-move din tayo ng 2 beses. Now, ano ang mangyayari? It is now equivalent to 5,000 divided by 8. So, kanina, it is 50 divided by 0.08. And after moving the decimal point to the right, naging na siyang 5,000 divided by 8. To solve, we have 50 divided by 8 is 6. 6 times 8 is 48. Then subtract 50 and 48. The answer is 2. Then bring down 1 0. It is 20 divided by 8. The answer is 2. And 2 times 8 is 16. Subtract 20 and 16. The answer is 4. Bring down the last 0. It is now 40 divided by 8, which is 5. And 5 times 8 is 40. Subtract the 2 40s, so the difference is 0. Ibig sabihin, in this problem, the answer is 625. Okay? Ayos. Kaya. Next, example number 2. 20% of what number is 15? Again, identify muna natin yung rate kasi siya ang pinaka-madali, and that is 20%. 20% is equivalent to 0.20 or 0.2. Then, we have the base, which is after the word of, that is what number o yung unknown. And after the word is, in this problem, is our percentage. To solve the problem, we have 15 divided by 0.20. Okay? I-move muna natin yung decimal point. Dahil may decimal point tayo sa labas, i-move siya to the right. Ilang beses? 2. Hanggang sa makarating sa dulo. Sa loob, 2 beses din tayong mag-move. Ano ngayon ang ating problem? It is now 1,500 divided by 20. So, let us solve. At first, we have 150 divided by 20 here. The answer is 7. And 7 times 20, the answer is 140. Subtract 150 and 140. The difference is 10. Then bring down 0. It is now 100 divided by 20. The answer is 5. And 5 times 20, the answer is 100. Subtract the two 100s, so the difference is 0. Okay? Meaning, our answer in problem number 2 is 75. So, kaya nyo, di ba? Okay. Now, for example number 3 up to example number 10, kayo na ulit ang mag-solve. Pero syempre pa, meron uling guidance ng sir. So, let us continue. Problem number 3. 12 is 4% of what number? 4% ang rate. Okay? So, alamin natin yung dalawa. Alin ang base, alin ang percentage. So, by the way, 4% is equivalent to 0.04. Okay? Next, we have 12 being the percentage before the word is. And after the word of is the base, which is the unknown. So, to solve this problem, meron tayong 1,200 divided by 4. So, nilagay na natin kaagad directly. Hindi ko na ipinakita yung 12 divided by 0.04. In this case, in this problem, i-move na ng sir ng pakanan. Okay? Kaya directly, magsosolve na kayo. So, to do that, edi meron kayong 1,200 divided by 4. So, pag na-solve nyo to, then, yun yung sagot sa problem number 3. Meron namang guide, di ba? So, kayang-kaya nyo itong gawin. To solve, pwedeng unahan yung 12 divided by 4 or how many group of 4 in 12. Lagay ang sagot sa taas. Then distribute, 3 times. O kung yung 3 ang sagot, nadulas ang sir. So, pwede. Dire-diretso. Okay? Next, problem number 4. 80% of what number is 5? Our rate is 80%. And this is equivalent to 0.80. Okay? Then let us continue. After the word of, ang base. And syempre pa, ang ating percentage ay 5. Ngayon, paano natin masosolve ang problem? O, i-move na ulit ng sir directly. It is now 500 divided by 80. Now, bakit may decimal point? Well, in this problem, nakita na ng sir na you need to add more zeros. Kasi nga, hindi eksakto ang sagot dito kaagad-agad. Nangangailangan pa ng additional zeros. So, ibig sabihin, ang sagot nyo dito ay may point. So, whatever it is, yun ang magiging kasagutan. Huwag nyo nang i-move ang decimal point. Kasi nga, inilagay na natin doon sa tamang kalalagyan. Okay? Next, problem number 5. 7 is 70% of what number? 70% is the rate, which is equivalent to 0.70. 7 ang percentage. And after the word of, ang base. To solve the problem, meron tayong 700 divided by 70. Yan. Okay? Next, number 6. 6 is 75% of what number? 75% ang rate. Tapos, equivalent to 0.75 siya. Okay? 6 is the percentage and the unknown is the base. To solve, meron tayong 600 divided by 75. Okay? Yan yung ating problem number 6. Next, problem number 7. 8 is 20% of what number? 20% ang rate, equivalent to 0.20. 8 is the percentage, unknown ay base. To solve, meron tayong 800 divided by 20. Okay? Next, number 8. 2.25 is 9% of what number? Rate ay 9%, which is equivalent to 0.09. Okay? P is 2.25. And lastly, B or base is the unknown after the word of. Next, to solve, ay the 225 divided by 9. Example number 9. 75% of what number is 1/2? Well, 75% ang rate, and that is equivalent to 0.75. Tama? Next, ang base natin ay yung unknown. At syempre pa, ang percentage ay 1/2. And 1/2 here is equivalent to 0.5. Paano nakuha yung 0.5? Divide 1 by 2. Okay? Paano masasolve ang problem? It is now 50 divided by 75. At kagaya kanina, kinakailangan nating magdagdag pa ng zeros para ma-solve yung problem na to. And in this case, kung mapapansin nyo, merong guhit sa taas. Well, siguro, or hindi siguro, sigurado, ito ay repeating decimal ang kasagutan. Okay? So, kaya nyo yan. Masosolve nyo yan. Next, we have number 10. 49 is 87.5% of what number? Ang rate ay 87.5%. And this is equivalent to 0.875. Tapos, 49 ang percentage at syempre pa, ang nawawala ay ang base. To solve, we have 49,000 divided by 875. So, yan yung way on how you can do your learning task number 2. Kung paano isolve ang base. Kayang-kaya niya yan. Learning task number 3. Find the rate. So, tapos na tayo ng finding the percentage and finding the base. Ngayon naman, ang nawawala ay rate. So, tingnan natin, paano isolve ang rate? It is percentage divided by the base. Okay? Nagpalit lang yung B and R. Pansin nyo? Okay. Let us have a sample. Example number 1. 1 is what percent? Or 1 is what percent of 10? So, what percent, dahil merong word na percent, yun yung ating rate. Tama? At syempre pa, ma-identify na natin ang P and B. Kaya-kaya na natin yan. So, tingnan natin. Ano ngayon ang ating P? 1. After the word of, ang B, 10. Okay? So, paano ngayon ito isosolve? Dahil ang rate ay percentage divided by the base, well, ang ating magiging pattern ay the 1 divided by 10. Can be or cannot be? Of course, cannot be. So, put a decimal point, then add 0. It is now 10 divided by 10. The answer is 1. 1 times 10, 10. Then subtract 10 and 10, the answer is 0. So initially, ano ang sagot natin? 0.1 or 0.1. So pwedeng lagyan ng 0 doon sa taas ha. Kasi sabi nga natin kanina, 1 divided by 10 cannot be. So pwede lagyan ng sagot na 0. Okay, so 0.1 or 0.1. Ito na ba ang sagot? Well, hindi pa. Kasi if you notice, your answer is in decimal form. You are asked to what percent? Ano, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, you are asked kung ano ang percent. Ibig sabihin, you need to move this point 2 places to the right. So, imumove siya ng 2 beses. So, ano ngayon ang mangyayari? Pwede maglagay ng 0. It is now 0.10. And 0.10 or 0.10 in percent is equivalent to 10%. Ibig sabihin, sa problem na to, the answer is 10%. Okay? Another example. 10 is what percent of 20? Sabi natin, yung what percent is our rate. Kasi klaro, percent. Wala lang siyang percent symbol or sign, pero may word naman, percent. Kaya madali pa rin ma-identify ang rate. Okay? 10 here is the percentage and 20 is the base. So, madali naman tandaan, di ba? After the word of base. After or before the word is percentage. So, tingnan natin. Ano ngayon ang magiging problema? So, meron tayong 10 divided by 20. Can be or cannot be? Of course, cannot be. So, pwede lagyan ng 0 kung gusto nyo. Pwede namang hindi. Nasa sa inyo yun. Pero, syempre pa, to make it more correct, ay dilagyan nyo ng 0 on top. Kasi, hindi pwedeng i-divide ang 10 by 20. Pero dito, hindi ko nilagyan para at least klarong-klaro sa inyo kung paano mangyayari. So, since 10 divided by 20 is cannot be, I put a decimal point, then add 0. Tama? It is now 100 divided by 20. So, the answer is 5. And 5 times 20 is 100. So, 100 minus 100, the answer is 0. Again, if you notice, your answer on top ay 0.5 or 0.5. Ano ang gagawin? Move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So, pwedeng lagyan ng 0 after 5. It is now equivalent to 50%. So, this is our answer dito sa problem number 2. Okay? So, klaro sa inyo ang sample 1 and sample 2. Kasi kagaya ng ginawa natin kanina, yung numbers 3 to 10 ay kayo ang mag-solve. Pero syempre pa ulit, may guidance ulit ng sir. So, tingnan natin. Example number 3. 5 is what percent of 25? What percent ang rate? Tapos, 5 ang percentage, then 25 ang base. Paano i-solve? It is 5 divided by 25. So, kung cannot be, alam niyo na ang gagawin. Kagaya nung example, number 1 and number 2. Okay? So, huwag kakalimutan, kung ang sagot niyo sa taas ay may decimal point na, i-move niyo siya 2 places to the right. Okay? Huwag kakalimutan yan ha. Mag-move ng point 2 places to the right. Okay? Kung wala kayo nakitang decimal point, ibig sabihin nun, nasa kaduluhan yun. Okay? So, tingnan natin yun mamaya kung meron tayong case na ganun. Pero in this case, katulad lang ito halos nung sample number 1 and number 2. Okay? Next, we have what? Yan. Pinakita na ng sir. Put a decimal point, then add 1, 0. Okay? So, kayang-kaya nyo na yan. 50 divided by 25. Then, subtract whatever your answer is. Tapos, kita nyo, ang difference ay 0. So, parang ipinamigay din itong ating example number 3. Okay? Move the decimal point 2 places to the right, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina. At yun, makukuha nyo ang sagot sa ating example number 3. Okay? Sample number 4. What percent of 80 is 56? What percent is the rate? 80 is the base, and 56 is the percentage. So, to solve, we have 56 divided by 80. Okay? So, siguro naman, kayang-kaya na itong gawin. Well, sabi nga natin, dahil 56 cannot be divided by 80, pwede kayong maglagay ng decimal point. Then, of course, mag-add kayo ng 0. Then, from here, subtract nyo lang to get a difference of 0. Yan, pinamigay pa ulit ng sir. Okay? Tapos, move the decimal point 2 places to the right. So, ganyan-ganyan ang gagawin nyo sa mga susunod pang example. Siguro mamaya, kayo na talaga ang mag-solve. So, klaro to. 3 and 4. Okay? Next, Number 5, what percent of 20 is 15? Well, what percent is the rate? 20 is the base, 15 is the percentage. To solve, meron kayong 15 divided by 20. So, kayo na ang magsosolve talaga nito. Kung paano, tingnan yung samples 1 to 4. Okay? So, put a decimal point, then add 2 zeros. Yan. O, nilagyan na ulit ng sir. Diba? Parang talagang pinapadali ang lahat. Tama? So, move the decimal point 2 places to the right pag kayo ay nagsagot. Okay? Next, number 6, 14 is what percent of 35? So, sabi natin, ano kaya ang rate? Eh, yung what percent. Tapos, 14 is the percentage and 35 is the base. To solve, meron tayong 14 divided by 35. Well, in this case, put a decimal point, then add 0. Huwag kakalimutan i-move ang decimal point 2 places to the right. Next, number 7. 27 is what percent of 48? What percent is the rate? 27 is the percentage. 48 is the base. To solve, we have 27 divided by 48. In this case, put a decimal point. Then how many zeros are to be added? 4. So, yan ang kinakailangan yung gawin. Okay? But then again, pag may sagot na kayo, huwag kakalimutang i-move ang decimal point ng 2 beses pakanan. So, that's number 7. Next, number 8. What percent of 12 is 10? What percent is the rate? 12 is the base, and 10 is the percentage. To solve, we have 10 divided by 12. In this case, put a decimal point, then add how many zeros? 4 ulit. And if you look at this problem, meron tayong bar on top. Ibig sabihin, yun ay paulit-ulit na ulit. So yung dalawa, hindi na ulit. Pero yung dalawang nasa huli, paulit-ulit na. Okay? So guided naman kayo, kaya alam kong kayang-kaya nyo itong i-solve. Huwag kakalimutang i-move yung decimal point 2 places to the right. Yun. Next, number 9. What percent of 24 is 0.12? What percent is the rate? 24 is the base, and 0.12 or 12 hundredths ang percentage. To solve, meron tayong 0.12 divided by 24. So, in this case, yung decimal point, nakalagay na. Okay? Kasi yun mismo ang problem. Meron. But, of course, you need to add 1, 0. Ano? So, huwag kakalimutan i-move ang decimal point 2 places to the right para makuha ang final answer. Number 10, 3,150 is what percent of 9,000? Uy, medyo malaki. Ano? Pero syempre pa, kayang-kaya nyo to. What percent is the rate? 3,150 is the percentage and 9,000 is the base. To solve, 3,150 divided by 9,000. Of course, cannot be ano. But in this case, ilang zero? 2. Tapos, solve nyo yan. Okay? Pagka-solve, huwag kakalimutan i-move ang decimal point 2 places to the right. So, that's it. Kung paano i-solve ang rate, So, this is how you can find the rate sa given problem. Okay? Ayos. Learning task number 4. Answer the following problems. Number 1. In survey, the barangay had a certain number of families and 60% of them are identified and belong to the poor or marginalized sector. If the total families is 150, how many families are belong to the poor sector? So, sabi dito, 60% are identified and belong to the poor. Tapos, tinanong, how many families are belong to the poor sector. Ibig sabihin, kung merong 150 families, edi kung ito-translate natin ito in a single statement, meron tayong 60% of 150 is what number? Okay? At dahil siya ay 60% of 150 is what number, kagaya ng ginawa natin doon sa ating mga naunang topic or discussion kanina, 60% is the rate. Tama? Dahil meron siyang percent symbol or sign, which is equivalent to 0.60. And after the word of is the base. Ibig sabihin, ang nawawala, percentage. Paano nga isolve ang percentage? Sabi natin, it is simply base times the rate. So, ibig sabihin, pwede siyang isolve through 150 times 0.60. Okay? In this problem, ay titingnan natin. Pwede rin namang using proportion. So, dalawang case, isa ay decimal form, yung isa naman ay proportion form. Okay? So, eto naman ang kalalabasan. 60 over 100 is n over 150. Okay? So, paano natin isosolve? Tingnan natin. 60 times 150. Ibig sabihin, in this case, ina-apply natin yung cross products, kagaya ng ating topic number 2 to solve for n. At dahil ang numerical coefficient of n is 100, divide your equation by 100 para matira na lang yung n. So, multiply nyo muna yung 60 and 150. Tapos, yung sagot doon, i-divide nyo by 100 to get n. Okay? So, ganun kasimple kung using proportion ang inyong gagawin. Okay? Now, so next, number 2, Lola Remedios went to groceries to buy her daily needs. If the total amount of her groceries is 2,500 pesos, what would be the new amount if the store granted her 20% senior citizens discounts? So, si Lola Remedios dito ay nag-grocery daw, na kung saan ay naka-accumulate siya ng 2,500. At being a senior citizen, meron siyang 20% discount. Karapatan niya na magkaroon ng discount dahil siya ay senior citizen. So, ang tanong, magkano na lang ang kanyang babayaran? So, kung merong discount na 20%, ibig sabihin, to simplify this problem, pwede na natin gawing 80% of 2,500 is what number? Saan naman ang galing yung 80? So, from 100%, dahil discounted ng 20%, niles natin. Kaya ang natira na lang ay 80%. Okay? At sabi nga natin, if it is 80% of 2,500 is what number, kaya natin i-identify ang rate, which is 80%. And this is equivalent to 0.80. Then, 2,500 here is the base, and the unknown is the percentage. Tama? Okay. Again, to solve the percentage, it is base times rate. So, try nga natin, 2,500 times 0.80. So, ito yung gagawin nyo. Okay? One way ito. Ito yung tinatawag nating decimal form. Yung paano isolve, kayang-kaya nyo naman yan. And then, sa kabilang banda, using proportion, edi meron tayong 80 over 100. Bakit naging 80 over 100? Kasi nga, 80%, 80 per 100 is equivalent to n over 2,500. To solve n, ay di-apply cross products. Meron kayong 80 times 2,500. So, kunin nyo yung product, and whatever it is, divide by 100. Kasi yung 100 ang numerical coefficient of the variable n. At kung ano man yung magiging kasagutan, edi yun na yun. Yun yung kanyang babayaran. Yung babayaran ni Lola Remedios. Okay? Next, problem number 3. A passenger bus can accommodate 60 seats. During pandemic, they reduced their accommodation to 50%. What is the actual seats can accommodate by the passengers? So, kung isi-simplify natin ito, it is simply 50% of 60 is what number? Kagaya kanina, ang rate ay 50% dahil meron tayong percent sign or symbol. 60 ang base. Oh, by the way, 50% is 0.50. Then 60 ang base. And what number is the percentage? Sabi natin, percentage is base times rate. And to solve this problem, meron tayong 0.50 times 60. Na alam po kaya nyo isolve. Tapos, using proportion, edi 50 out of 100. Kasi nga, 50% or 50 per 100 is now equal to n over 60. Then, cross product, 50 times 60 equals 100 times n. So, kunin nyo yung product ng 50 and 60, tapos divide by 100, at kung ano man yun, yun ang kasagutan dito sa ating problem number 3. Muli po, maraming salamat sa inyong matiyagang pakikinig upang matuto dito sa aking channel, Sir Joel. But please do not forget to click like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell button for more notifications. Thank you, thank you!